Okay, we are back for a social media review or a bit of a social media audit, a micro version of it, right? So, we agreed that I will be doing some audits of social media pages and websites so you can get the lowdown and skitty on what needs to be updated and you can see what's happening. Now, our goal is not to overwhelm the person. The goal is to give them some details and some things that are overarching, that are needed to be updated so they can, dive in and get some changes done on their social media. So we want to keep this uh, to a minimum. We're not trying to overwhelm you with all the things. Why? Because you are not a social media manager. So, and if you're overwhelmed with 9,000 things, then it's going to reduce the likelihood in what it is you do. So, with each of these, we try to do these audits with a continue, start, and stop format. We want to say, oh, continue doing this. Oh, start doing this. Oh, stop doing this. So, continue, start, and stop. And we're going to dive in with Grace for This on their page. So, let's start at the top. The bio. With the bio, it shows us who this is the community for. It says who they're serving. Great, great, great. It tells about 3 things that they're looking to advance you in, but it doesn't say join. It doesn't give an action, right? It's not saying join our community now or watch this video to learn more. It's not inviting a conversation. It's not giving any action. So I would absolutely recommend to start requesting an action or giving direction in the bio. So if you tell me this is just a community page, you're not saying that I could join the community. You're not saying I should follow the community. You're just telling me it's a community page. Great. Is this, a secret society? Like, what's going on? So I would absolutely recommend updating that. When we go down a bit further, we do have 2 pin posts, which I am a fan of a good old pin post. Having this pin post here with the play video, having 113 plays and 12 comments is pretty good. When we look at the page itself, that is 2 high performing or high engaging posts that we have on the page. So I would absolutely recommend leaving those pinned, especially if it's giving a bit of an overview of who you are and what's going on. So you can click here to inquire, has a video that's talking about the book. Now, and it says click here, but it's Instagram, so we can't click on it. This would be ideal if it said, go to the first link in my stories, or go to the link is in my bio. Or if it said, you know how they have now, comment such and such word. If you comment this word, then I'll send you the link. So that would be ideal because I can't click on this. I can't click on this bit.ly link. Plus, for me, if I'm on my device, I can't copy this link and plug it in somewhere else. So you need to invite me to engage on this particular platform. And so it would be great if this, or even if the link itself said, instead of click here to inquire, maybe it's go to the first story, go to this, go to my highlight and look for the highlight that's entitled book launch or book. And then that way they can get the link in there that they can click on, because you can make links in your highlights to click on. So that would be a more advantageous place for that to be so people can move forward. Okay, great. So we're going to look at this 9 square window. That's generally what people look. It's kind of like the above the fold on the website. And with the first 9 squares, we have 2 merchandise things. I would absolutely recommend only having 1. You did a great job as far as mixing up the type of posts that are here. So you have a full body with friends, you have a single, and this isn't you, so that's really good. And then you have the solid backgrounds, which are also good. You have at least one picture of yourself where it's just you. You have a video there. So these things are all good that you've mixed this up. I would absolutely recommend you've mixed up what the visuals look like. I would recommend mixing up the type of content. So most of these are images. That's an image. This is the image. This is the image, image. This one's a carousel, so that's cool. But it would be ideal if you had one carousel. So this is 9 squares. So it would be ideal if we had 3 carousels, 3 reels, and 3 singles at a minimum. They all do something different for how they show up and connect with the algorithm on the platform. So by mixing it up to 333 as an ideal place to be would be better. Now, if you're trying to do more of one thing than the other, then so be it. But having majority singles, that's the least one that engages or connects with the algorithm. So I would absolutely recommend doing a little bit more when it comes to reels and carousels. Also, I know you have a bunch of videos in other places, so you can always take those videos and plug them here, take those videos and chop it down to more of a highlight or, less than a minute or 30 seconds and plug those over here. So that would be helpful. That's something that you can do to cross promote what you have going on. So start a variety of mixture of type of posts. Okay. Whenever you're using a pink and gray color, then I would absolutely making sure you're using the brand coloring, because right here it's showing this is like a hot pink color and the shoes look like a different shade of pink. So there's a lot of different shades of pink in here, and this one doesn't really line up with the brand color, right? The macro, I can't pronounce that word correctly, but the monochromatic coloring. So it doesn't really match, so it makes it look a little off. And even the color of the GFT is not the same color of the shoes. So it's just slightly off. I would absolutely recommend getting the brand colors and finding out what the monochromatic color schemes are so that you could use them here as opposed to this shade of pink. Like you would never really wear this shade of pink with this shade of pink. So I would say kind of make them match a little bit more. Kind of like what you did with this one. It's more of like a purple and a pink, but if the GFT was the purplish color, then great. It is awesome that all the colors are not exactly the same. That they're not all the same. It's fine if you were to have a post or two that doesn't have all the brand colors in it. That's absolutely fine. I see here that you have a dark blue in here, so that's really cool. Of course, you have the green there, and you have that black, which the brand color is more of a gray color. So that is absolutely fine. That green's up there. It's a touch of it, like a highlight. So that's really, really good. So excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's see what else. Now, I would absolutely recommend posting at least once a day. This is from 3 days ago. That one's from 5 days, 6 days, 6 days. Having 2 posts on the same day, it's not that bad. But if you're going to have 2 posts on the same day, then the post previous to that was September 13th. So if you're going to have 2 posts on the same day, then say no, don't post 2 on the same day. Schedule that one, the next one out for the next day. If you plan your posts a little bit more in the future, then you should be able to get to at least 1 a day. If you skip the weekends, okay, that's fine. But posting at least once a day is going to be very helpful to keep the algorithm engaged, which the algorithm feeds the people, right? So it helps to ensure that the people are engaged. Let's see here. Okay, let's take here's another. So you have a pink background here and an all pink background here, and they're side by side. I would absolutely recommend, especially since it has the same image of the lady on here, I would recommend breaking this up, not having them side by side. It would be ideal if this post was in between them, or if, this post is in between them. but if there was something to break it up, because when people see it the first time, it kind of looks like it's the same exact post or it's talking about the same exact thing. And if it looks like it's the same, I'm less likely to view it, want to view it. I'm less likely to want to view it, and I'm less likely to view it. So the goal is to kind of break it up, to give it something a little different, and it's drawing my eye from one place to the other. All right, let's take a peek at our captions. All right, so when it comes to the captions, we want to absolutely make sure we're inviting people into the conversation. All right. So one thing that we absolutely want to do is have the, oh, this one doesn't have a caption at all. We want to have this set up because it's social media, so it's about being social and engaging. We want to have, okay, you're inviting people to a conversation. This one's saying, leave the platform and go somewhere else. Well, I'm on Instagram. Why can't I get anything here? Or how is it easy for me to find it on the platform? If you're asking me to leave the platform, what makes it easier for me to find it? So I would absolutely recommend you can use mini chat, which I believe we have a video on how to set that up, but you want to set it up where you're saying, DM me the word focus, or DM me focus on yourself, focus on self, and I'll send you the link so you can go right to the video, right? This is a carousel, so that's cool. I really like, it would be great if the post itself spoke to these 3 things, and the post doesn't really talk about these words professionally. Yeah, so I don't see the word professionally. I don't see, it's not in the caption. So it would have been ideal if those words were in the caption. So it kind of helps me know that they go together, or what one has to do with the other, right? Most of the posts do not have a call to action that helps people to engage on the platform. If I'm on Instagram, I'm not looking to go to YouTube right now because I'm on Instagram to be on Instagram. Not to mention, if I'm on Instagram, I might not like YouTube. So if you're telling me to go elsewhere to get some information and you haven't really sold me on why I should care about the merchandise or share with me why I should care about the community, this is a great statement. We don't just say it, we do it, we live it. We are it. Well, it'd have been nice if there was a story here telling me how you do it. So maybe a lady joined the group and she was feeling some kind of way, and now because she was in the group and we had multiple get-togethers, we were able to change her way of thinking when it comes to 1, 2, 3. And then we just don't say it, we do it, we live it, we are it. DM me for more. So that says, oh, I should definitely, I want that change too. That's something that I'm looking for. So you're telling me the result, but you're not telling me the story of how you got to the result. You're not taking me on a journey. You're just telling me the result. I have the best bread since yesterday. Well, why is your bread so much better? Well, DM me to learn more. Well, I don't want to DM you because you haven't enticed me yet. Okay. So on these posts, I would absolutely recommend having, so this one's kind of like a poem. So that's cool. Make sure if you have a post that it starts off with punctuation, then you kind of want to keep going with your punctuation. This one's missing punctuation. So make sure you're consistent with your social media, with your punctuation if you're going to be using them. If you're not using punctuation, then it makes it feel a little bit like a poem. So that's absolutely fine if you skip the punctuation at all, but it's doing one or the other on a particular post. All posts don't need punctuation, and all posts, let's say it, all posts Just because you have post A with punctuation, that doesn't mean post B has to have punctuation, and vice versa. Just because post A doesn't have punctuation doesn't mean the next one does not. So all of that is really good. I would also recommend tagging this person, Drone Jones Media, if they're on Instagram, so that way they can, get credit if people's looking for them. But yep, this looks pretty good. So, a really cool call to action for something like this would, I'm excited to say the word. What are you most excited about? Or when's the last time you were excited? Or have you ever been excited in the midst of grief? Or do you want to join this excitement? Okay. Get more information as I'm coming to a city near you and giving the link. Now, Bitly's kind of tricky. If it Bitly, because you have a Bitly link on here, Bitly's kind of tricky. It's case sensitive. So when you set up your Bitly link, if you use all caps, then all caps is going to always work, but lowercase won't work. So however you set up your Bitly link on the site, then make sure it's the same way when you type it in. In addition to this, 9 times out of 10, most people don't type with all caps when they're going to a URL. So since I have to type this URL in, when I type it in, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be typing it in all lowercase, because that's just what people do whenever they're typing in URLs. So I would also recommend, checking that and making sure it's together. I just typed it in, and when I type it in all lowercase, it pulls up just fine. If I type it in all capital case, excellent, it's still popping up. So good job there in getting that typed in there. So I would recommend either saying DM me so we can get you the link. Like, give them a call to action. Ask them to do something, not just sharing your thoughts. It's almost as if the social media right now is being used as like a journal, or it's using as a scrapbook to kind of document what's going on, as opposed to inviting me to join you in this situation. So instead of scrapbooking or journaling, you're sharing your thoughts, or you're sharing what's currently happening. Give me a space, or invite me into a conversation with you. Invite me to cheer you on. You know, when you're in church and the person's like, yes, preach, preacher. Like, make me want to say that. Or even when the preacher said, can I get an amen? So that's something that you would put on the post. Can I get an amen? Do you understand? Do you agree? What's your feelings on it? So that's how you want to more use your social media, so that it's more engaging and more connecting. And of course, with any social media page, it's just not about posting and sharing information, but it's also about ensuring that you are engaging with other people's content and talking to them, so it will make them want to engage on your content. I'm so excited to see you in our next social media review, and submit your social media thing down below so I can do yours too. Until next time.